Okay, moving on to Matthew 5:29, part 13. And let's get the text up and get going today here. I think that's good enough. I'm not going to show a review today of what was going on, but what I did decide that this verse here is going to get cleaned up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over here just by copying it and going here and saying that I realized that the more I thought about it, the more I realized Jesus gave us a command that's extra, more than what's in the Old Testament, and he has done that a few times. And I realized that I would be removing his words, and that's not what we're here to do. First thing is, it's not the heart, it's the mind. Okay, so we're going to add the word mind, remove the word heart, and not his heart. Let's see, because a female can do the same, because when I was realizing what was going on here, let's see, I say to you, yeah, it means this. I say to everyone who looks upon another. Upon the other. Because if I put another, it would have been male to male, female to female. That is not the intent of the words here. The intent is always man, male and female here. So I say to everyone who looks upon the other and has a lust, has committed adultery with the other already. Well, I'm thinking, and this is what kind of editing I'm going to be doing, so you can see how long the next videos are going to be. So this is you're getting used to how I'm thinking as I'm producing or editing to get to the new. Okay, so what I'm going to do already in their mind. Okay, now what I do is I just copy it over again here, put it here. I'm going to put some distance here to pull this up and get rid of all the blue text here. And then the green, I say to everyone who looks upon the other and has a lust, guess that's going to be a comma, has committed adultery with the other already in their mind, has lust, and has committed adultery with. I'm not seeing that as reading in order correctly. Let me correct these colors so I can use them, maybe quick copy them later. I say to everyone who looks upon the other and lusts for them. I'm going to need this as green because I'm adding. I say to everyone who looks upon the other and has a lust for them in their mind. I think I need to move the word in their mind, or words. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it small, and I usually do this with yellow to show that I'm moving it over here. And show that it's moved here. Has committed adultery. And then and this would not be needed. So I had added this here, and so I got rid of the word her, and I moved mine, so I don't need to, well, their mind, I moved that together. So how can I show that? Yellow here, and then I guess it would be like this. And now we haven't lost any of Jesus's words here. Oops, I need to copy that, paste it here, and remove the color. Okay, now this is going to be edited again down here to see if it's cleaned up correctly here. This is, I guess, meets this and this. And then that'll be gone. That'll be gone. This has to be gone. Okay, I believe that's what it should be saying. I say to everyone who looks upon the other and has a lust for them in their mind has committed adultery. That is going to be the text the way it is saved. And what I need to do is make a note here to myself that how to quickly find this. Okay. That way that text will be left in Jesus's teaching because that's a new command. I almost erred and removed some of his words, which would not look good for me. I'm supposed to be more righteous than those scribes that have been writing these things and corrupting them, and I'm trying to remove their corruption. Yeah, this is, you don't throw, you do not, Jesus would not, if your right eye makes you stumble, tear it out and throw it from you. No, don't do that. That's just stupidity, okay? Jesus would not do that. It's about which, I know today all our thoughts come from our mind, but our heart is what has this. When we have extra thoughts of sorrows and stuff like this, our heart reacts to it. So to connect the heart with feelings, I'm going to do that right now and then just say, look, our Creator is wanting us to change, not to injure ourselves, but to beyond to obey our Creator. So why would He want us to harm our body? Because if you were to harm yourself and then repent, why'd you harm yourself? It doesn't make any sense. And the other part here is your whole body then, better for you, when parts of your body perish, then your whole body be thrown into hell. The writer does not understand here. Notice the corruption of the text. We know that the soul lives forever, and he's calling it a body. And thrown into hell, they aren't being thrown into hell. They're being sent to hell. And that's only after judgment day. So Jesus would know these things. So this just is to be removed. What your right hand makes you stumble, cut it off. Okay. I don't know how your right hand makes you stumble, but the object is that this verse here too is not needed. Again, one part of body, then the whole body to go to hell. Again, that's just nonsensical. Jesus would know more than that. Wow, I'm shocked. Oh, okay, this is, okay, these are cleaned up what we have because, okay, so let me go up here. I gotta add this one to the text here. This is the grouping of the words that we're going to keep here. So I got to go back to 21, which would have been way up above. So that would have been some of what's already been done. And since we're only 12 minutes, we've gotten this far, I'm going to keep continuing. Hopefully I can get through more verses a little bit faster. But the object is need to keep 28. And that one is still out. That one's still out. Okay, those are just tossed out. Okay. Whoever sends his wife away, let them give her a certificate of divorce. And it says, you have heard it said. Well, to correct this, and Jesus would know this, he would have to said, yet Moses wrote, not said, but he wrote the husband, not whoever. We're talking about a male or a husband sending his wife away, having this authority to write this certificate of divorce. So the husband sending his wife, let's see, okay, I used this. I just added the ing here. His wife away from him will give her a letter of their divorce, is the way the text is going to read. I had to add this because Jesus would know that Moses wrote it, even though that Moses was writing extra into the law. And I'm pretty sure Jesus answers this question later, that he did it on his own because the people were at that time still not, they were just beginning the beginnings of the created as a nation. And it takes like the whole nation for a while to come around to obeying our Creator and everyone doing the same. So You also have to remember there was a lot of Egyptians with them, and I would also say other races. They were been listed as Egyptians, but there is text in the Hebrew side that does say that it just wasn't all Israelis coming into the promised land. So they did take wives and husbands from other races. They sum them up as Egypt because they're all subjects of Egypt. But I'm just saying that I will put races down as saying as Egyptians. So you got to understand it wasn't just the Israelis that went here. So the object is to see Moses doing this extra editing of the text in there. So this is what Jesus said, that he wrote it on his own, not the will of our Creator. So that will be cleaned up. And it's not everyone who divorces his wife, everyone. It has to be every husband, okay? I say to you that everyone who divorces, not everyone, but every husband, they're the only ones that can divorce his wife, except for her adultery, meaning that it was not unchastity. That's just the wrong word, okay? It means that she had committed adultery before they were married and he found out, or well, wait a second. I say every husband who divorces the wife except for her adultery. Yes. Sorry, I got confused. I was trying to correct the word unchastity, but it is going to be changed to adultery. If you read it down here, it makes more sense and clears it up and makes her commit adultery because he is sending her away. Because he's defining this or correcting Moses and now making this a commandment as well, or a command, not a commandment. That every husband who divorces his wife, except for her being an adulteress, makes her commit adultery with whoever she is with next. And every male marrying these divorced females, not whoever, every male marrying a divorced, but these divorced, because there's a description of them, not women, but females, are committing adultery. Okay. And it's talking about for the accept adultery. If he, on his own, he says, I'm divorcing you because I'm just sick and tired of living with you. And sends her off with that. That's what Jesus is saying is wrong by him, and now is committing adultery, and those that the next male with her will be causing the adultery here. So this is another command by Jesus. Again, I can get rid of the ancients because I tried to explain the ancients. You'd have to say that they were before the flood, and there's not much information there. But actually, when you come down to, you were told you are not to make false vows, and you will fulfill your vows to your Lord. it needs just a little bit of cleaning up because to make false vowels, vowels, that's lying to our Creator. Notice how they have it in all capital letters as if our Creator had commanded this as a law. I don't have that in the Hebrew text at all. So it's something that would have been just passed down by the family is where I'm seeing it now, the way it's written, because I can't prove that it was there, but I can't prove it wasn't. It's just my decision to say that you were told, because see, it's just more or less that you were not commanded. Okay, if the word was you were commanded, the ancients commanded, I would have to change some of this and say that that was something that they've taken out. But right now, I'm just going to say this is just the way it's going to be. It's not going to be something that you can find in the old. So it's pretty much Jesus making another command here. You are not to make false vows, for you are to fulfill your vows to our Lord. And Jesus is referring to our Creator here. I think that's pretty much why I'm trying to think of why I have the yellow. I must have moved it. Yes. No. Oh, I see. I left the word will here. So the word will should have been here. Whoops. That's what was confusing me. So the yellow is not really needed here. Okay. You are not to make false vows, for you are to fulfill your vows too. And notice I'm making it a capital letter as something that it's a little bit more of importance of a word. So it would be like, I know I'm trying to use capital letters for Jesus, but the thing here is a vow is actually something very special. So one of the very rare times you'll see me capitalizing a word, it will be something like vowels. Oh, I say you are not to make, you can see I needed that added there. Any oaths. Oaths are a pagan way of making promises to their Creator, okay? So you can't have, so there's no such, if they're onto another God, then they're kind of like a sinning. So the thing there is that's one of the commandments. So either, but Jesus has got this here in this way it's being said, no oath, all either in heaven or by the throne of God. So the way Jesus is saying here that these oaths that you're taking are not to be said by swearing. I swear this by heaven. I swear this by the throne of God. Is pretty much more what's being said here. Maybe you shall not swear at all, either by heaven or by the throne. So you are not to swear. Yes, the word swear. Whoops, that's that one finger typing type of thing you just not to make any swearing. Let me read it down here. I say you are not to make any swearing. I think that would be very good because I don't need the rest of this. If you're, in other words, you don't swear onto the another person. In other words, you don't try to over coax a person by saying you're going to swear, make a swearing, okay? Swearing as a blood brother, swearing as a sister thing, swearing as by heaven and as by the throne of our Creator. We don't even know if he has a throne, okay? Um, I know visually, uh, David said that he's seen him sitting on a throne, and as our Lord is sitting at his right hand. I think that's visually because our Creator, uh, when he made everything, he was just hovering in his emptiness. So I, I swear. So I say you are not to make any swearing. I guess I could use the word at all. Okay. And keep those words and say, let's make them 12. Whoops, they're 11. Swearing at all. Swearing at all. And then that would clean up the text. You are not to make any swearing at all. Okay. I'm going to need to do something here real quick. I got to add this so I can make sure that I'm not forgetting either one of these that I've done. Because they need to be added to the rest of the text. So let me see here. I do want to save that. And then get rid of it like that. And then get on with more corrections. Okay. Okay, we're going to continue of this swearing. So yes, all this is saying the same thing as it's just saying, by heaven or by earth, by the footstool of his feet, or by Jerusalem or city or great king, nor will you make a swearing of your head. You will not make one hair, or you cannot make one hair white or black. All this is just not going to be here because I just went over swearing at all, any swearing at all. So that by just making sure those two words were there, all this can be removed. Let your statement be yes, yes, or no, no. Anything beyond these is evil, is evilness. Okay. Let your words, not your statement, let your words be like yes, yes, or no, no. Meaning make sure your truths are definitive and live by them, okay? When you say something, do it. Then your word becomes like gold, that this wealth that you're building up of your truth will allow you to enter heaven by obeying our Creator. So the more truthful you're talking, it has to be a definitive truth. If you're not sure, then say the words, I'm not sure of this, but this is how I see it. That's how you would say those words. You just don't call and say maybe this, maybe that, give an understanding or a reasoning why you're not really at the yes, yes, or at the no, no. There's possibilities that you're not ready to commit to or that you're unsure of. But let your words always be as truthful as you can. So, example, women have a hard time saying, I will be there at 5 o'clock, and it's 7:30 before they show up. They should be saying something more truthfully, like, I hope to be there by 5. I might be late. They have to use all this. They should be using that, because if they're saying something and they're not holding themselves to it, this is what Jesus is saying. Make your words like yes, yes, and no. Something other people can count on when you're talking to them, or, waiting for you or whatever, that they have that understanding. Anything else, not beyond, anything else is evilness. Should the word evilness be here? Because that is not really, it's actually not as severe as wickedness. So I'm going to use the word wickedness here. Let your words be like yes, yes, or no, no. Anything else is wickedness. Yes, I think that's truthful statement. And I hate that when the program does its own editing and steps words off the side. I'm not following any proper English protocol here when writing these. These words are thousands of years old and English wasn't even around. Okay, you have heard it said, an eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. Again, they're saying that these words are capital, that our Creator had said these words. And I don't see that as that way, because I know in the laws, even though that there is a law about stealing, that you return the stolen once you're found out plus a fifth. Okay. So when it says an eye for an eye, tooth for tooth, meaning harm against one's body, you have to understand this is a judgment. Okay. So it's not that you have heard, it's said as an eye for an eye and a tooth. You have heard this judgment. Okay. So this is going to be green, but so you have heard this judgment, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And then Jesus is going to explain more of that in the next verse here. So you have heard this judgment, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Okay. Jesus is going to say, I say you are to contest, not resist. You are to contest who are evil. If you're to resist who is evil, then you're not showing your righteousness. You are to defend your position as you are for our Creator. If example, an atheist come up to you and start riding you up and down, I would defend myself. I would contest him, because I know he's not that smart, or they are not that smart. The object is you should not just resist him and walk away. You might tell him in a contesting him of the facts he's speaking that change his unbelief to a belief, and therefore you're actually teaching what you've been given to give to others. Otherwise, you can't be that light on the hill. If you only want to teach to those that are good, what good is that? I mean, you really need to look at everything that's being said by Jesus, not just one word or two words, but the way the word evil here is against our Creator. Okay, that's the difference between evil and what I just had up there, wickedness. Wickedness was just a little bit less. Um, kind of saying lying is wickedness. So not to resist who are evil, but contest who are evil. But whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn to them the other to them. That means that you're able to take it, but this is Jesus making this decision. I know that a lot of people, like myself, would not let somebody slap them on the right cheek to begin with, let alone give them the other. But the thing there is I know that the words are intent. That if the someone who is in power over you that is able to do this, and you aren't to be able to hit back or strike back, you would be then just being that little cockiness, like, yeah, okay, well, here's the other side, hit me here, but you ain't changing my mind. See, I am when you are um we have a lot of people that are zealous for their religions on earth, but they don't understand how corrupt their religions are. You didn't know what I've been teaching you here in the Bible about those people that meditate to have sex with the female goddess are editing the text, and they've been doing it for over 2,000 years. So the thing here is they don't know that they're the ones that actually are writing their religions as well. But those that are not knowledgeable that and take every word literally are killing each other for that simple fact that every word is true. Um, but so when I'm seeing Jesus saying, but whoever slaps your right cheek, turn to them the other, this means that this one has to have power over you to be able to do it. But whoever has power, instead how I want to put it, to whoever has power to slap your right cheek, turn the other to them. And I'm hoping that nobody gets carried away other than meaning that you're in a weaker position and you can't really fight back. And just like what I said, so the thing here is let's add these words here, has power to slap you. And then I'll make sure that this text here also. Okay. Um, so okay, I think that covers everything here that Jesus has been teaching, and that's I'm going to call that good here with this video. I know I'd like to make it a little bit longer, but since the text is close enough that I can get back in a rhythm with the text that's already been done, so I can have another big grouping like this at the next video. Let's see here. Anything I want to mention? No, I guess that's it. We'll get on to the next one. And, oh yeah, you've seen how slow it was in editing some of these things. The next books are going to be a lot longer. So the object here is this one you're seeing a lot of that editing done ahead of time. The next ones, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to work with the text itself at the time so you can hear all my thinking of what's going on. Because just like I did some thinking here on the last video, and then I realized afterwards that, gee, I even did this and I already read this a few times, and I needed to correct my error. So make sure we don't lose any of Jesus teaching us new things. So, but the object here is this next video we'll get started on here.